I'm trying to do a live stream that I'll send to Tayo so that he'll be able to use it for his minutes.
Apparently, my without data.
Fatai, how are you?
Please enter your names. You want to call to come slide. Fine, sir. Kaleza.
Hello.
Kaleza.
Fatai, hello.
Kaleza.
Show up.
Fine, sir.
Hello, Kushe.
Yes, sir.
I'm Brian. What's the name? My wife. We need Brian. You're going to one bed.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ọdún ìjà wa wí. Kaleza.
Báwo ni Elder?
Ẹ kú ọjọ́ mẹ́ta.
Ọjọ́ kan pẹ̀lú.
Ẹ tá lọ ní Nàìjíríà, ẹ tún dé pamọ́ náà. Ìgbà tẹ́ ẹ lọ ẹ̀jẹ̀ àmọ̀, ìgbà tẹ́ ẹ tún dé ẹ̀ tún jẹ́ àmọ̀.
Ẹ má bínú sà. Ìgbà tó fún mi lówó ni ká ló fún mi lówó ká ló ra tíkẹ̀tì fún mi inú ìbádùn bá jíṣẹ́ fún ẹ. Máa next máa gba owó tíkẹ̀tì.
A náà fà yẹn owó tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì.
Tí máa lọ next máa wá béèrè owó tíkẹ̀tì tẹ́.
Ẹ fún mi lówó tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì. Ẹ tì ní bá mi kọ́kọ́ gba físà náà kẹ́ tó máa fún mi lówó tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì. Ṣé mo ti gba físà? Ṣé mo ti ní passport?
No worries. Màá ní tó bá send 500,000 account máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ get passport ẹ̀ gbogbo ẹ̀.
Ó dáa, ẹ pẹ̀lẹ́ sá, ẹ káàbọ̀.
Family nǹkan.
Ẹ kú ọjọ́ mẹ́ta.
Jẹ́ ká ríra lọ́la.
Okay, sir.
Ọ ṣeun.
Ó dáa. Ẹ̀lẹ́ sá.
All right.
Ẹ sá.
Chairman ẹja bẹ̀rẹ̀.
Àti ìrí chairman báyìí.
Wọ́n wà ń bì.
Ẹja bẹ̀rẹ̀. Torí mi gan ò ní pẹ́ ọjà mọ́ báyìí.
He called me a few minutes ago. I think he got locked out. I told him to resign it.
He's there right now. He's in. Okay, now he's here now. But his microphone is mute. His camera is off. SMS message on mute microphone.
Okay, sir.
Hello, what I call
Ekale, Chairman, I'm meeting you already so you can speak.
Ekale.
Ekale, sir.
Ekale, sir.
Yes, sir.
Ekale.
Ekabo,
I hope everybody is in.
I think it's your internet. Oh.
Yes. Engineer Marake is not here.
But I share the link with him.
Brother,
you're gonna apply again because.
Okay, I think I'm on now. I was trying to unmute and it was taking me off.
Okay.
Brother, you're saying
I think I'm being hard now.
Okay.
Ṣé lọ fún wedding?
Mo lọ fún.
Ṣé fẹ́ lọ fún wedding ni?
Wedding.
Ṣé lọ fún wedding?
No, mo ti dé láti ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì méjì bọ́ra lẹ̀.
Ẹ ṣó wà pẹ̀lú ilé.
Ẹ káalẹ́ sà.
Show us you are home.
Ẹ káalẹ́.
Ẹ káalẹ́.
Ẹ ǹlẹ́ o.
Yeah, so sorry for keeping us waiting. I was trying to unmute myself and the system was taking me off.
Okay.
We've already gone about 10 minutes into the time we're supposed to spend for the meeting. So
Okay.
I think we just hit the ground running immediately. I want to welcome everybody to the meeting, and we will try as much as we can to make it business-like. I have some of the ESCO with me on the platform. I have Nirolaton on here, and I also the secretary to the FYU, Tayo, is also on the call. And I'm expecting that very soon the VP will be joining. I think he has a problem with the network, so he will be joining very soon. And also, I think Eda Oyedeji Kende is also on the call. So those are the number of people on the call from the ESCO side. And I will hand over to Shifayo Ajibade to take the floor and introduce the members so that he can go ahead with the presentation. Meanwhile, the purpose of this meeting is to present the Roundabout project to us. Let's have a feel of what is happening, and so that we can be able to comment and see how we can be able to progress on the activity. That's why Chief Ajibade is on the call and the member of the committee. And without wasting much time, I will hand over to him. He will introduce the members and then go ahead with the presentation. Thank you very much. So you can have the floor, please.
Thank you very much, my president. I want to welcome everybody who is on the meeting. On our side, we have Bashorun Goke Omidiran, who is a member of the committee. We have the architects, 2 architects, Omotunde Morakinyo and Boiga Folayan. They are architects and they are working together on the project. And we have Fatai Lawal, who is an engineer. He's also on the team. We have Elder Oyedeji, who is the immediate past secretary of the FYU, representing the executive of the FYU, the last executive, also on board. Okay. These are the people, I have seen them, but maybe they're having problems with their, okay, we also have Joel Oguntayo from, who is a sculptor, and he's offered valuable services to us for the project. These are the people on our side. So we've come a long way. We visited the site several times, the roundabout especially, and we also visited the last, the Chief Uni, T.A. Uni's sculptor, and but I was surprised that the last time we were there, the sculptor of what's it now? The warrior has been replaced. Oh, thank you, Tunde. Tunde is showing now. I can see his face.
Yeah, I had problem. I was hearing you, but I had problem getting my video to work. Okay. But my video is working now. Yes, sir.
Okay. What about Boiga?
Boiga is here. Okay,
good. You're welcome. So my chairman, my president, these are members of our team. And I will leave the floor for the architect to brief us on how far we have gone. Omotunde Morakinyo, can you brief us, please?
Okay. Yeah. Well, good evening to the rest of the house. Sorry, I'm joining late, and I hope to make some meaningful contributions now. Sometimes ago, was it not there? When was our last meeting? Before that of last week, we were assigned to bring up a design for the roundabout, which we did. And the house at the meeting place was at Brother Dibadi's house, Niro. And it was the design for the roundabout, the table upon which the sculpture will be placed was approved. But we were asked to hold on until when the sculpture is designed and approved, and the instruction went out. Eventually a design came up, which was of that of a woman holding the crown. And that was based on the premise that the Okemesi story was about the woman holding the crown when the 69 people came all together. And that was the concept the sculptor was trying to create. But since over 5 or 6 months now, there wasn't any common ground to the approval of that sculpture. And some of the members, the UDG and others, were hammering that we need to start work. And they were trying to connect with some unpleasant situations, which I could agree with. But then we met again, and we made our opinions known as architect to Brother Ayo that rather than to wait till when the sculpture will be approved, the one that is already approved, let's go ahead and put it on, while the sculptor may be reappraised and reapproached to get the one that will be meaningful to us. And I think that's why this meeting is being called. But I hope I was able to summarize this.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, maybe let me supply some linking, some missing links. We actually had a design before, and it was near approval, but then the sculptor was considered too short. If I'm right,
I'm with you.
And it was replaced by a woman, and there was serious objection to a woman representing Okemesi, and that was where we were at the last meeting when we met about it, exactly a week ago in Okemesi. So we need to get the concurrence of everybody on what the sculpture should be. The platform, like you said, has been approved by all, but then we still need to present to FOIU for their approval before we can go ahead. Members of the committee had approved everything except for the sculpture. So, Mr. President, that's how far we have gone. Goki, any comment from you?
Yes, I was going to make a comment. I thought the reason we mentioned a woman holding a crown was not because of the migration from Imesile. It was we connected the origin to the fact that they always say that Oyelagbo is a woman. She was the one that passed the crown to our Oba. Maybe the explanation, that she was the one that selected that crown and gave it to our Oba. That's the story. That's the story behind a woman, the sculpture of a woman with the crown. So perhaps we didn't tell the story, we forgot the story, and we didn't tell it to those who are opposing it. Maybe that's what happened. But I'm not saying in essence that we should approve the woman if the majority says no. I'm just saying that the story behind it needs to be told, needs to be understood before we discard it. And for me, I like the idea of a woman because it sort of gives us that focus that we recognize women, and the fact that it also tells the story of Okemesi as it is, long before we resettled here. And that's really the point I have to make. Yes.
Okay, the architect has shown the picture of the sculpture to be of the woman. If you can see it.
Somebody was showing it. Let's see it.
Yes, it's Morakinyo and Afolanyo.
Really short.
Yes,
well,
that's it.
This doesn't look like what we asked. If you remember very well, we talked about the person holding it with the hand somehow. I mean, like it's going to twist. It's going to be looking down towards the wall. Something like that. I don't know if you remember. This doesn't represent what we described, but it doesn't represent what we described.
Okay, that's true. Can I come in, sir?
Yes.
Okay, Joel, you can come in.
Hello, sir.
Hello, yes, please go ahead.
Come in, Joel.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. We discussed that the woman will twist. You understand that the chest will face other side. You know that. But you know, we made several drawings. You understand? This was the first drawing that was made, and I forwarded it to the architects. You know, and like I said, the drawing shouldn't delay the format. We have concluded that okay, if the woman is approved, then the sculpture is not going to be stagnant. Like I told you the other time, you know, we have several drawings, but this is one of the drawings, right? So, but what I was saying the other time, I was saying that the woman will carry crown and twist. That I was thinking that probably is going to use one hand, but having two hands holding the crown now is because the crown is valuable. If he's holding it with a hand, that is when they can twist that you cannot you can see the chest other way around. But with the two hands holding the crown, that is not how it will twist. It won't be interesting. And the two hands holding it signifies the importance of the crown that she's holding. I don't know, maybe I'm communicating.
Yes, we're hearing you clearly.
Yes.
Can I still make a comment?
Yes, I think you've clearly said all that we agreed on at our various meetings. Mr. President, any comments?
Yes, sir. I will allow the other members of the ESCO may want to comment, but first of all, let me comment on the activity that have gone on so far. One of my major concerns was, number one, the sculpture that you have mentioned, and number two, the design of the roundabout. I was considering the fact that somebody coming from OGS and another road leading to Odoese, another road leading to Iro. So that roundabout is actually constricted in terms of space. So I was concerned about how that design of the moving around the circle is going to look like, because we do not expect something that will be big. We've seen scenario where long vehicle coming from OGS side, we find it difficult to go around the circle and to move around. So we need to consider that. I think that is also being considered the way the committee has mentioned now.
Yeah, we consider that.
Okay.
The vehicular movement around the roundabout, we considered it for articulated vehicles. Yes, we did.
It's okay. If that is done, fine. Then the place where you mentioned now that the place where the sculpture will be placed, the main design outside, apart from the sculpture, has already been concluded. Am I right, sir?
Yes, but not by the general house. I mean, the Okemesi FOIU. At the committee level, yes, we have decided that.
Okay, can we have an idea? Can you tell us, let's have an idea how the circle will actually look like. Is it possible for us to just have a feel of how it's expected to look like? Or it's just a circle?
Boyga, do you have it ready?
Yes, we were trying to. Yeah, we'll be ready in a minute.
Okay.
Okay, I think while that is being done, I think Nero and other colleagues, are there comments or questions so that we won't spend too much time? Are there questions, comments, question that anybody may want to ask?
Good evening, everyone. I think well done to everyone that has been working on it. I don't have so much to say now, since I can't even see the design except the picture that was shown. And my brother, Pastor Oguntayo, has made us know the reason why I cannot twist the way we want it to twist. So the committee have been working and they will know. Let the committee even agree first to say, yes, this is the way we want it based on the drawing. I think since the sculptor has already done some drawings, those drawings, maybe it will work more if some of us also have those drawings of the person that want to showcase there. If we have those drawings, we can say, why not this on that one? Sometimes, for example, anytime my wife wants to publish a book, we get several design of the back. I then circulate it to people, to friends, to colleagues, and then look at the one that most people are picking. And once we have the one that most people are picking, that now determines the one that we use as a cover, because that means that's the one that is going to sell the book more. No matter what we say, some people are not going to like whatever design we are putting there. But if you're able to say scientifically out of, okay, if you're able to say, yes, 10 pictures were presented to 20 people, and out of the 20 people, 15 picked this particular one, then that will be representative enough of what we are talking about. But now it's only one picture that we are seeing, and so we are limited in a way like that. So that my plea will be, if we can see more of the pictures coming from the architect in particular, then we'll be able to have more options to say, okay, why not consider this? Because he made a very valid point. I wouldn't have seen any big deal, maybe holding the thing with one hand and then twisting. But he has said that it will not look valuable. And when you look at it technically, you don't hold something that is delicate, something that is prestigious. You don't hold it with one hand. Even some of you are elders, you don't. If I want to give something to Uncle Goki or Uncle Ajibade, I can't just use one hand to, even if I want to shake you, I can't just use one hand to shake you. So it's right in that sense. But let's have maybe 2, 3, 4 pictures and then look at which one is exactly the best that we can pick from. If more of us, we will not even be able to agree and everybody will pick a particular one. But the one that majority picks then forms the baseline that the sculptor will now begin to work on.
Yeah.
That's my point. Thank you very much.
I also want to point it out.
The president, sir. The president, sir.
I want to also comment. I want to
kindly allow Nino to complete his statement.
All right.
The architects, Morak and Gmangoye, have done it in a way that you can actually share your screen. So if the images are on your laptop, for example, you can just click the share button and then share it. It will be clearer and will be more stable than showing it to us on the phone, if you wouldn't mind. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, he's going to go ahead and do that now. Go ahead and do that.
Anyway, when architect Aflan is trying to come up with that, let me chip in one thing that Pastor Nino have just said. Now, the platform on which the sculpture is going to stand, that is the first thing that we need to determine. And the sculpture, by God's grace, like we said, that we can have various drawings. I promise various drawings will be presented, but to hit the ground running is the platform, you know, even when we are starting the work, when the platform is already going on, the sculpture is still waiting. The sculpture is not the first thing to be done. The pictures can come. Several of the drawings can come. But the platform on which the sculpture is going to stand, I think that is very much important now. Let the architect show us, and if we can start work, the drawings, we can have several, like Pastor Niro earlier mentioned, we can have several drawings. But the one that matters right away is the platform on which the sculpture is standing.
Yeah, I think we're guys trying to link them. Okay.
Okay, can I make a comment, please?
Okay, make a comment.
Yes, I do not think we may have problem with where the sculpture will stand. The only challenge that is just coming to my mind is the acceptability of the woman as the sculpture. Because whatever we need to do for Okemesi, we have to consider the generality of the people, and we need to consult. So I do not know how much consultation has been done in terms of to create acceptability for what we are proposing to be at the sculpture. I don't know whether the chairman will want to throw light to that. If we actually consulted well for the acceptability.
Well, we did some consultation. In fact, in one of the meetings that we had, Ledua, my senior brother, was at the meeting. And it was in his house that we had the meeting. And he also made some contribution. But you people will say we are analog. I am analog. I am not digital. And showing a picture on a laptop or on a phone, honestly, is not acceptable to me. I would rather we meet in Okemesi physically and then put all the drawings on the table. That is better appreciated than me seeing it on just on a palm, on a phone, the quarter of the size of the screen of my phone. And I want to advise that we fix a date when we will meet in Okemesi. I'm sorry, Mr. President, you're coming all the way from Abuja, but then that's the sacrifice we may have to make so that we will all take a final decision. At the committee level, we have taken a decision, and on the platform, it's just that it's the woman, whether it should be a man, whether it should be a woman, it's what we have not been able to agree upon. And if we have a larger house, we'll be able to finally decide on what to do. We cannot have the whole of Okemesi taking a decision. It will be a cacophony of voices, and we cannot have we cannot take a decision. It's only a committee that will have to decide that. And I will want us as a committee and FOIU executive taking that decision. The president, give us a date. I'm close to Okemesi. 1.5 hours I'm in Okemesi. And I'm sure Goke is in Okemesi. Boyega and Joel and Omotunde, they have made several sacrifices coming to Okemesi. I'm sure they are also ready for that again. Fatai is in Okemesi. Elder Oyedeji is in Okemesi. So it's only the president that I have my fears for. So let us give him that indulgence of he deciding on when we will meet in Okemesi to take a final decision. Thank you.
I'm raising my hand.
Thank you very much, sir. So
I raised my hand.
Okay, sir. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir.
For the purpose of this meeting, even though we are still going to meet physically, like Brother suggested, I think whatever they have on the file, they should show us. And if we look at it, they can also send this thing on files to people through WhatsApp so that people can have a preview before we meet physically to see it. The only thing I just wanted to suggest is the moment let's be careful not to draw real pictures of humans, but more of abstracts, which can have a lot of interpretation for the roundabout. I think even the woman we mentioned should not have the real face of a woman, but a figurine that takes the shape of a woman. That's if whatever we're doing. I'm trying to say whatever we are choosing should just represent the shape of whatever we are trying to say rather than the picture of that person. I think it will have more acceptability that way than when we are, because I saw the picture that was presented, it looks so real. And it sort of tells me that we're going to have a lot of issues because people will question why pick this over that. So please, let's do drawings that are very abstract, represents whatever we want, but in an attractive form. Thank you.
Yeah.
What else? I think Uncle Goke, you are the one that has the floor. You may just go ahead. Others, we have to, you may have to mute others so that they won't distract the meeting. Uncle Goke, you are still at the
floor. I was actually done talking, unless you want me to repeat what I was saying.
No, what you said is very clear. If you are done, we can.
Done.
Okay.
Yes, thanks.
Thank you very much, sir. Let me just comment on what the chairman said. It is good for us to have a physical meeting. Most of the time, physical meetings are always more interesting. But for me to decide now on when I can come, it may cause a delay in the progress of the activity. As far as I'm concerned, this activity is supposed to have started like yesterday. Even the design, the main job supposed to have started like yesterday. So I cannot afford to delay it by determining when I'll be able to come to Okemesi. The time I can be able to come to Okemesi will be only weekend, and my weekend, the next 3 weeks is already fully booked. Next week I'll be in Lagos. The next week I'm also having a program elsewhere. So it's actually shook up, but we can still use technology. Technology is so beautiful now that even the design, the way the design happened to be on the screen, on the system, can be published, can be sent by WhatsApp. We can discuss it on WhatsApp. If you send it to me, I can be able to look at it and discuss with the ESCO. We can take decision very fast. Even the design of the sculpture, since it's going to be designed on paper before being published or before being printed, you can take a snapshot of it and send to me. Then I can share it with the ESCO. We decide on whether it is good or whether it is or whichever one of them we need to choose, and which I think will make the activity to be very fast. But at the end of the day, when we might have choosing the one we want, we now have a way of selling it out to every other person in Okemesi. That is when we have to meet physically with the member of the committee. At that time, we can go and meet we can go and engage the KBC, engage the OIE council that this is what we have. And in that way, our meeting in Okemesi is very, very productive. Because if I move to Okemesi now,
Otumba, please mute your microphone when you are not the one speaking.
So for me, that is what I think we need to do. If we have the drawing, the design on paper, we can share it. It made decision making to be very fast. That's what technology has pushed into our lab.
Thank you, Mr. President. Moratinho, And Folayon, can we share the drawings that we have now on WhatsApp? Or
Yeah, I already sent it to you.
I beg your pardon?
Just send it. I just sent it to you now. I just want to say something before we. Yeah, I just sent it to your WhatsApp. I've sent it.
My WhatsApp?
Yes, I can send it to everybody.
Please send it.
I'll get everybody's number.
If you send it to me, I'll send it right away.
Good evening,
Okay,
sir.
I'll send my number to you, and then if you send it, I'll project it.
Yeah, send your number to me. I will do it right. Even send it to me. I will send it right now. I want to say something. What actually the purpose of this meeting is that I think we are taking too long on this project, and I think we need to decide fast and start this construction job. We as an architect, the engineer, we need to actually start this roundabout construction. The design, whatever is going to come over, is going to be the last thing that we're going to do or install. But the construction is going to take time. And we still have to we're going to have some challenges because we have some expansion. There are some areas we're going to expand a little bit. Some people are going to complain, but we have to just get this thing started because it's not going to be easy like we think the construction is going to be easy. And what I will tell you, I know we're going to have some problems. Some might even take us to the palace. Some might even start challenging us that we're doing something crazy.
Even started.
But we have not started.
You remember the day we were meeting at the roundabout and a young man came and challenged us. So we need to get this thing started. And whoever wants to help us now, they should know that we are ready to start. We need to start, face the challenges, because I know this might take a while before we complete it. I'm praying that it doesn't take a while so that we don't get fed up. We don't get discouraged. We don't get frustrated. But we need to start, the construction needs to start now. The engineers will tell you things we're going to do. But whatever we do now has to be well done. And I trust my engineer, there's no shortcut. Everything is going to be by calculation, everything is going to be right. So we need to get started. I think we're supposed to work on the costs now. Then we see where we can do, what we can do. If we're going to do in stages, that will be very important. The design on top, I don't think that should be an issue. Because for us as an architect and engineer, whatever the town decides, we're just going to place it on top. So the design needs to start now. That's why I think this meeting is very important. We shouldn't let the artist will decide whatever he wants to do at the end of the day, like we said, like somebody said that we need to have 1, 2, 3, 4 or possible so that we can decide. Everybody can be on the same page, because we can't let this delay us. So that's just my take. Let's start the construction.
Okay, thank you for that. Thank you very much for that. Hello.
Please mute yourself.
That's my take. I think it's
okay. I think the last speaker just said what is on my mind. For me, I wish we start the construction like yesterday, just as I've mentioned earlier on. The design of the main design where the sculpture will be placed, I think we can progress with that. I do not think anybody will have challenge or question that. For me, the only question anybody may ask, which if we agree on this platform, we can find a way of selling to everybody, all the stakeholders involved. We need to, if we progress with the design of where the sculpture will be placed, we can sell the sculpture itself to the stakeholders before the placement will actually take place. So I think for me, we can just go ahead. Let us see how the design will look like. You can send it to us by WhatsApp, just as I mentioned. Then in the next 2 days, myself and the secretary will look at it, and then we give you the approval by anyhow we can be able to do it. Then you can be able to hit the ground running. But at the same time, we need to know what it will take, how long the timeline, the detail of how the job will go. We need to see it. I don't know if I'm asked clearly.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. That's right. We are still expecting Reverend Reno's WhatsApp number so that we could forward this to him.
I can dictate Reverend Reno's number to you also if he doesn't give you on time.
Okay.
I agree with it. I think Okoye has even chatted with me. Just
I'll
send
send
it.
I'll send it now. Okay, you send it. You send it. I'll send it. Okay. All right, sir. If he has it now, then he could share it. We have. Nevertheless, we could still share it. We have some new members in our midst now. If we could have their names and WhatsApp address on our own platform, we could also forward it to each one of them. Now, concerning the roundabout platform, so that we could all see it's self-explanatory both in 3D and in 2D. So as soon as you have it, we could still make some comments before we go.
I thought you were going to share.
If you send it to Nira, you can even share it with us on this.
Yeah, I think it's been forwarded to him now.
Okay. I have seen it.
About a minute or two, it should be with you. Abi?
Yes, I'm downloading it.
Okay,
Let's
go.
go.
Yeah. Where do you normally record it?
Hello, good evening, sirs.
Good evening, sir. You're welcome.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You're
Thank you,
welcome,
sir.
How you cannot see it now?
Okay, yeah, we can see it.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, we can see it now.
You have to scroll up. There are a few number of drawings there. We need to scroll. That's an area view. That's this of the roundabout. Major roads, the one from OGS, the other one in 2D. This is the plan. The plan is on a smaller scale now. We have the road coming from OGS, the one going to Creno and the one going to Uete. That's the roundabout. Then it was further zoomed. You can see it's a polygon shape enclosed within a round or octagon, because we are the factors that was talking concerning the size of the roundabout, which I have to work with proportion. We're looking at the size of the roundabout and the environment. This one being shown now is a further zoomed, it's a zooming of the roundabout, showing those roads. If you scroll further, you can get a closer look. Reverend, please scroll up. Let's see what
All these people are making noise. Let me see if I
can you
kick them out.
scroll up so that we can see?
How to kick out somebody?
No, it's gone further. It's gone too far. It's gone too fast. There are some drawings before this.
Okay.
I think there are some drawings before this. That's the one that is highlighting the roundabout itself.
Just hold on. I have to reduce this.
Okay, let's go ahead.
Let me redo it. Somebody was making so much noise and disturbing us.
Okay. Send
I want a situation where I'll be able to control the size easily. Okay. Just a minute.
Okay.
This page.
You cannot see that. Okay, all right. This is the platform itself. The okay, it's gone off. It's gone. You could use that one. You could shoot the one on the first page. The one on the first page could accept play out well.
This one. Is it this one?
Yeah. Okay.
No, another one is coming again. You know, watch. Another one that will place the the woman on top of the is coming right now. This is the Okay.
This one. This is the one. The sculptor is just an imaginary sculptor.
That's not.
That's it. There were some few changes adopted to this.
Okay. Check out this one that just came. Yeah.
Okay, I should stop sharing this one then.
Okay, share this one.
Just 1 minute.
It's an elevation.
It has to go in.
Okay. Send it to the okay. Send this.
I'm trying to pull the second one.
Okay.
That one has the female sculpture on top of it, and not the imaginary one with first. Yeah.
It's downloading already.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. This is that's it.
Okay.
First presentation of the.
Okay.
Okay, can you okay?
Hello, sir.
Check your WhatsApp too.
Hello, sir.
Yes, you are on.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
So this is the one you just sent?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's the roundabout without the sculpture. That's the platform. It's a polygon shape with a round curve to facilitate turning around about it. But the platform itself is a polygon shape. It has a base and a taller base upon which a central taller base, concrete, right? You say pure concrete, upon which the sculptor is supposed to stand. The size of that will be proportional to the available space in the whole roundabout, in the whole environment. Not only the third portion, but the third portion is the deciding factor. So we cannot actually say it is 3 meters or 4 meters. The size will be determined on site. We have to make it proportional so that we can escape this difficulty in trying to negotiate the roundabout for any vehicular object, be it long or short. But the height too, we determine on site. The height will also be determined based on the broadness of the base, so that they all look proportional one to the other. So those are the factors we can take now. Those are the things we can take now.
Thank you very much. I think looking at the design, I think it's a very beautiful one. I don't know. That's just my first impression. I don't know if anybody has a comment on that, but the design on where the sculpture will be placed, I think it's a very good, it's a job that is well done. And I think nothing should stop us from progressing on this. Nothing should actually stop us. So I think if we have the what it will take, the next the timeline for the progress on the job, if you can be able to estimate that to us, so that between now and the next 1 week, if you can be able to send to us maybe new design of this on the sculpture itself, I'll be able to discuss with other stakeholders to get a perfect one that everybody will accept.
Okay.
All right, sir.
Oh, well.
Members of the ESCO on the platform, or I don't know if anybody has a contrary opinion on the design of the where the sculpture will be placed.
Hello, sir.
Yes, go ahead, please. Who is speaking, please?
Yeah, I'm Fatai Lawaza.
Okay, please go ahead, sir.
Oh, Fatai.
Yes, sir.
Fatai,
Thank
go
you,
ahead.
sir.
Yes.
Sir. Yeah, the FIU president, I greet you, sir.
Thank
and
you.
I greet everybody, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
We have been discussing about the sculpture and the roundabout. I think the design is clear enough now for everybody to see. Now, but I want to make the comment about the sculpture. During our last meeting, I think the design we decided to use, it has crowd surrounding the woman. I think we went to the palace. We saw one picture there. Then we looked critically at the picture. Then we decided to use that picture for the sculpture on top of the platform. Then I think what we decided then is that that woman has a crowd that surrounded that woman on that platform. That's my first observation. Then the second one, I think that roundabout, when we want to design the roundabout, we look at the available space. Because if we try to extend that road, we might see the wrath of the people around that place. Then what we decided to do is just to use that available place and have a very good design where any vehicle can maneuver that roundabout. I think it's possible with that drawing. That's what I want to say, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think that is what the architect has already said. He has already told us that the design of the size is going to be decided on the site based on the proportion of the road, and that even the height is going to be decided by proportion of the base. So I think that is already very, very clear. That's why I say it's a very good job that has been done by the committee. The only decision that cannot be taken for now will be the shape of the sculpture. The shape of the sculpture and whether it's going to be a woman or not, I should be able to communicate that in the next 3 days, because I will make phone calls and I will refer back to the chairman of the committee. But outside that, once that decision has been taken, I will expect that if we can be able to have different shapes from where we can be able to select one, then that one we select, we can now progress on it. That's just my submission.
All right, sir.
Yes, I have something to say.
Yeah, so Otumba, I can see Otumba sound is up. Please, Otumba, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you everybody. And then I really appreciate. I think this is a great job, at least due to the team. But my observation here, and according to the last speaker before Mr. President, is about the constraint on the space, because presently the roundabout of the area is very, very tight. Then I believe before this time, I think that should be one of those things, the first thing to do, that to engage people, because there's no way they are not going to extend the road. Because once upon a time, there was a time there was a problem at Taure, and every truck keep on running through Okemesi. So no matter any structure we are putting there, no matter any amount of money we spend, if you continue or we don't have enough space, overnight a truck can just come in and crush everything off, and nobody will be responsible for this. So all this labor and time, money, and everything will just be shattered. So by now, I think that the people involved around the area will have been contacted, because there's no way at Roundabout today that they can excuse. I mean, this is a good structure, this is a good plan, but by now we should be able to know what is the distance to the roundabout. What is the clearance? What is the free? Can a truck negotiate at 90 degrees there? Or if a truck is coming, we just to Ilerosaye and go and make the bend.
Can I come in as the architect?
Yes.
Yes, you may go ahead, please.
Can I say something?
Please
it's
go
only
ahead.
It's only that we are discussing the roundabout here in isolation. While we were actually talking to the committee, it was a wholesome discussion that the design does not isolate the roundabout. It involves the whole environment. We talked about the Okada people that were staying there. We talked about the motorist people, the commuters that will always look there. We talked how we can prevent them how to come. We talked about how we can extend the boundaries of those routes further down a little bit. And we said we anticipate that people will complain. So that was why I said the size of the roundabout will come in proportion, because we have to consider all these surrounding factors and features so that we can extend it a little bit. That roundabout cannot be too big, and then we have to consider all those users around, how we can push them back. We can't do that now until when we are about to start. We cannot inform them ahead until when work is about to start. If you go there and tell them and weeks upon weeks and nothing is coming, they will not take it serious again. So we have the intention that if we may need to extend some portions there, it will have to be done. It will have to be done. So this will be taken on site. We will need to go when the work, we will take that measurement on site. If I present the measurement to you now and on site, I cannot effect it. It becomes another thing. It is what we can take more to add to the size of the whole roundabout. It's what we can present. We decide that on site. If you go to the site and take us, I will take 4 meters, and at the time of 4 meters, I said you can't go beyond this. The Okada boys are going to give us a problem, because we are about to take from them their sitting place, their seat. So we have the intention that before the earth is open up, these dimensions will come. That means it is signifying the start of the work, the beginning of the commencement of the work.
It's okay.
So if you take any measurement now that you ask, it may not work at that time. Then we begin to start all over again.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Yes.
The size and the have to be extended a little bit.
I think in order for us to save the
And
time, I think the
we will talk about complete removal of some of the small islands that are there. They are choking up that place. There's a small island that is heading towards Ukreno. There is a small one that is coming from when you are climbing the Odessa hill. Those are the restricting wrong thought that we may even shift the roundabout from a present location to afford a better meandering, but it's a decision that will be taken on site. It's not on paper. If you take it on paper and you see dimension, when we get to site, it will change.
It's okay.
That's what I want to say.
Hello, sir.
It's
Let
all
me
right.
just
Thank
add
you
a
very
little
much.
bit.
Mr. President, can I talk? Can I just
Hello,
The
say
sir.
something?
design was
Can
actually
I
done. We
talk?
did some measurement, and we are looking at where we can gain some, maybe 2 meters, 1 meter, half a meter. We don't 600, 400. We might gain that. Like, for example, where we have the mosque, the old mosque, even from imagination, there's no way. We can't even move 1 foot
Almost
from the mosque. The mosque will be a big challenge for us to any part of that. And when you are turning, when you're coming from Asagba, you are turning towards that, you are turning towards OGS. It's not that, for big trailer, it's going to be hard. Now, the best thing we thought about is like, let's say, hey, let's go up a little bit. There's a transformer very close to where these Okada people are staying. Are we going to move the transformer? If we don't want to move it, do we have the ability to do it? Because I know this is going to involve the chiefs. Where will have a lot of work to do. We're going to see where we can gain a little. I mean, the expansion can come, but we're going to get a little from here and there. We already put that. We have already factored that into the design, because we didn't take design just an abstract. We went there. We took the measurement, and we see that there's some island, like today said, there are some crazy island that are just irrelevant there, that are just taking up the space. So those are an advantage to us in terms of the design.
Hello,
So
sir.
I would just assure you that don't worry about it. We'll consider all those factors are considered before the design. Okay.
Hello, sir.
Okay,
It's
thank
okay.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you.
very
I
much.
think,
If I may suggest, sir. If I may suggest, sir.
who is speaking, please?
Mata is speaking. I don't know why the host block my video.
Where's
Uh,
Salama?
Not necessarily
yeah,
Yeah,
if I may suggest, sir. Let us work on the available space now.
I'm already done.
Let us consider any extension. Let us work with the available space now. I think the available space, if we work on it properly, I think the tailor or any vehicle can maneuver that place. So
Not
because
any vehicle.
hello, sir.
It's okay. It's okay. Sorry, we've gotten your message. You are very clear. You are suggesting that we use available space first. We will consider that. Tayo, please make your comment.
Hello, sir. I want to comment.
Good evening, sir. Everybody.
I've called Tayo first. Let Tayo make his comment. Then I'll come back to you.
Okay.
Tayo, please
Good
go
evening,
ahead.
sir.
Yes,
Good evening,
go ahead.
Yeah. If we are to wait until we have the available space, we might not just start anything. I will advise, let us move to site. Whether Okada or no, that particular portion of land belongs to Okemesi. And before now, yes, I might be the youngest here, but we never had Okada park in that place. That came into an existence just of recent. So when we move to site, every other factor we pave way. Yes, we might need to talk to people, but not until they see us working. They will not take us serious. Let us move to site. We are not working for ourselves. It is for the betterment of Okemesi, and we are working for Okemesi. Let us move to site and see what will actually happen. That's just my own response here, or my own suggestion here, or my contribution.
Thank you, Tayo. Elder Yedeji, you said you wanted to say something. Hello, I think somebody said wanted to say something. I say you should hold on for Tayo.
Yes, I am the one talking. I said I am surprised that the architects are drawing us back. They have visited that roundabout many times before they present their drawing. And please, with my little drawing, with my little knowledge, if we want to build a house, the architect must visit the site and draw a plan according to what the owner of that land wants to build on that place. And they want to comment. The architect has visited that roundabout many times. They know the space that is available, and they have presented a drawing. I think all these things should have been considered before they present their drawing. So, thinking of extending the place, are you going to destroy people's houses or what? Even that road, the road on which we are building that roundabout, belongs to government. Are we going to start breaking the roads or extending the gutters? Let us use the available space with the drawing and do something. Instead of, do they want to start the drawing again? If we are on site and there is going to be some variations, then it will be done when we are on site. But, just talking like this, we might not start anything. Let's go and start with the drawing. Forget about the factor we are going to place on the platform. Let us start the construction of the platform first. If there is going to be any variation, when we get to the site, we will know. So I don't think we have to waste time on talking like this. Let us go to the site and start with the drawing they have presented. That's my take.
Thank you very much, Eda Oyedeji. I think the conclusion of this matter is just that for now, the committee should go ahead with to progress. Okay, Alajojola is.
Yes, sir.
But
Okay,
I'm raising up my
sorry.
hand now.
Just a quick one.
Eh? Yeah, please.
Just a quick one, sir.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Yes, I want to suggest that we incorporate the chairman of the local government into the committee so that he can give government advice on the runabout. That's a suggestion, sir.
Sir, don't you think that one may draw us back? What role is that one going to play? I'm just thinking loud.
Very good.
Well, it may have a financial role to play.
Hello, sir.
Financial role for you, sir.
Hello, sir.
We have nothing, sir. Don't let us do that one. It will
Hello,
have nothing.
Hello, yes. Who is saying hello?
Otumba.
Okay, Otumba, please go ahead.
Yeah, what I want to say is just I understand all they have mentioned. I asked the question, but my point is clear. Eda make a good contribution and at least 50% of what I want to say. Before mobilization to sites, I need to have a little experience about execution. All these barriers they are going to have with people, with Okada or with the people around the neighborhood should be discussed and agreed, because as soon as you mobilize to site, everything comes to money. The equipment, everything you'll be paying. So it's better to have a good rapport. I could remember when I was in London, they want to walk in on our streets, and they gave us 6 months notice. 6 months notice. So everybody will prepare their mind. That mitigates, save you a lot of money. Then you move equipment to site, then you start engaging the stakeholders. It's better now, have a good rapport with them. You will know where you are going to jam rock. You will know where you are going to fly. And if on a good day, if everybody is happy with you there, we'll discuss with them, then you are good to go to the site. Not that when you brought in, you hire equipment, you get contractor, you put every cement on the road, you put iron, then you started discussion with the stakeholders. I think that's the wrong approach. One of the major things in project execution is you first have an engagement with stakeholders. So you will have a free flow by the time you mobilize. Because as soon as you mobilize, then you start spending money. If they are wasting time, you are paying. So if care is not taking, half of your budget will go on that. Then that's why a lot of projects, due to failure in execution plan, used to become an abandoned. At the end of the day, they become an abandoned project. Because when you have a budget for a project, you have wrong planning, you don't attend to what then you will have enough money to complete the project. So I will suggest that the people should mobilize. Even the Okada people, engage them. We are all Okemesi. And just sort of chat with them. And we want to do this thing. We need your support. You tell them you even need their support. We're going to be using your Okada. So when you have a good relationship, it makes the life easy for everybody. Even the contractor, the project team, the committee, everybody will go to bed. But if you don't plan very well, you may jam some rock because you will have a cement here and you have rainfall. Everything will end up to be a waste. So that's just my lead.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yes, go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Okay. My name is Abraham Olusegun, MPS. I want to suggest from the local experience that the Okada people we are even talking about, I don't think they really occupy most of our spaces there, because where the Okada people stationed is very close to the transformers mentioned by one of my elders and brothers there. We don't really have anything doing much with them. But my concern is that, like the way Fatai suggested, we should make do with the available space. Because if we are looking at it either from the right or from the left, by the left, if you are coming from Mudo, we have the mosque. By the right, we have the Okada mosque. But if you go straight, we have the Adeosun family there. Then if you turn to the other side, you still see the Ogumala and the Babatunji by the right and Ogumala by the left. Then if you move down to the Fadu's area, I don't think we really have. I don't really know how we are going to do with the expansion. I don't know how we want to handle that. So it is better we make do with what we have at hand, so that we can get better results. I will also suggest that Fatai, who is more on ground, who is more to work along.
You cannot switch on your microphone when you are with
Please mute your mic.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead. You may go ahead and round up.
Lawa Fatai is more on ground. Is more on ground in Okemesi. Let us work let us work along with him to give us the best result. He's an engineer and is more or less is very close to the grassroots. Expansion, we should just cross our mind on the expansion. Then bringing in the SCDA chairman or the executive, I don't think it will have any value at this stage, because the SCDA, they are also looking at the FYU for financial support or whatever we call it. So let us just go ahead with whatever we want to do. But like as suggested by Otumba K, let us look at the issues critically, so that we will not waste half of the money, half of our budget, trying to settle some rancors or whatever. And at the same time, we have to look at it psychologically from this visual aspect. Because I might be speaking from local perspective. So that the project will not come into reality. So the best of bet we need to do is to work with the people at the local level and make use of what we have at hand. The little space that we have, draw a plan. The sculpture is very beautiful and the design is very nice. So we can go ahead with what we have. So that is my own submission for now.
Thank you very much. I think we can assume we've gotten a conclusion on this so that we can round off. Now, the conclusion of this thing is that, one, the committee should go ahead with the design, the way it is presented to us. The only decision we may not be able to take now is on the sculpture. The sculpture. Is it going to be a figurine or a normal human being? I think we need to also consider that. And I think that is only the only aspect that has not been concluded here now. But now we can go ahead with the design of the.
Please, I have a question. I have a question, please.
The chairman and the president has been removed. You are disturbing us. Is either you or you, because you are making the whole meeting to be very murky. If you want to stay with Fatai, stay with Fatai. If you want to stay alone, use one microphone. It's confusing everybody.
I have a question, please.
I was removed from the meeting.
Sorry, I wanted to remove it out. I remove you in error.
Okay. So I think my message is very clear. I don't know. What I said is that we can go ahead with the design of the way it is, and without expansion, we cannot afford to start lobbying people on expanding the place. Let us do what we can do within the proportion of within the space available. I believe it's going to be beautiful. The only one we cannot decide for now is the design of the sculpture that will be placed on it. And we can do some of the design sent to us. The committee should meet again and decide. Fortunately, Uncle Book is part of the committee. That aspect of either using a figurine or using a normal structure, I want you to discuss it further and give us various design which we can be able to pick from. And then we progress on mobilizing to talk to stakeholders. We will do that. For those that we can be able to talk to on phone, we do it. And in the next 2 weeks, there could be any of us that will be able to go home. Those that we need to meet physically, we also do it. And so the committee member can also do stakeholder management, so that when we finally move to site, there'll be no challenge. I do not see any challenge coming from any other person. We are bigger than that. And this is an Okemesi issue. Okemesi will not subject itself to decision from any Okada group. So I think that is my line of thought. And I don't know if any other person has any comment. Okay, Basho, sorry, okay, I can see your hand is up.
Thank you. The question I have is,
go ahead, sir.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
We are talking about mobilizing to site and all that. Do we have a budget? Do we have funds available and all that?
Okay, in terms of funding, I was made to believe, unfortunately, Chief Ajijola is on the call. I was made to believe that there is an individual that has volunteered to sponsor this project in the first instance. Chief Ajijola, you may comment on that, please.
Yes. I don't think he wants to sponsor it. He has a fixed sum of money to donate towards the project, which is 500,000. I don't think 500,000 will be sufficient to execute the project. What he promised us is that he will fund with the sum of 500,000.
Well, that was not the impression I had before. Anyway, we will let the committee even make present what the cost may also be, so that we can start discussing on how we are going to do the funding together with them, how to be able to raise the money, who we can talk to, they're able to support us in the project. Then we can do that outside this call.
Hello, sir.
Yes, hello.
Yes, sir. Even what I wanted to say is before this time, I wanted to suggest that we prepare the bill for the project before we make any further arrangement or any further suggestion. Let us make the bill available so that we know the cost of the project. Because for now, we are talking of expansion. We don't even know what the project will cost. Because the sculptor man was telling us sometimes ago that the sculptor may cost about 7 million naira only, not even the platform. So let us prepare the bill. Let the FYU know the amount that what will cost before we can make any further arrangement or any further talk on this roundabout. That's my suggestion, sir.
Okay,
thank you.
Nira, are you raising up your hand?
This is October.
Yes, sir. I just have a few questions. And just based on the little I know, the roundabout, does it belong to Okemesi or to the government? If it belongs to the government, which government, local government, state government, which of them? Because what Alhaji Ajijola said, it could be very crucial at the end of the day. You start the project and then the state government now says, no, you have no authority to change this thing, then we run into a brick wall. So we may need to just bring in him, not for financial support, but let us know whether we even have the approval or authority. Maybe Chief Adedire may be able to know, I don't know, I'm not an engineer, whether we need to seek necessary permission. That's number one. Number two, it may be better to just keep the roundabout size. And I think the architects have done a very good job, because from the pictures, from the drawing, they have given us the meters, the setback, and all that thing. And they are saying that they may want to remove those tiny islands that are not functioning. This is their own area of expertise, and I want to respect their views on that. Yes, you leave the size of the roundabout untouched, but those islands are idle. I've always been looking at it that, what are these things for? I know it was done in a way that maybe to ensure that vehicles coming from Oduese don't clash with the ones that are going to Oduese. And I wonder over the years, why don't even make it one way? Maybe you can say if you are coming from Oduese, maybe you are coming from Odobi, come straight to Baba Ojodide's house and then turn left. That is one way. And you want to go the other way, you go to the one coming to Kirena. That solves a lot of problems automatically. You make one way. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's Ile-Ifadu that is just in between these roads. And if you want to make one way, the other one way, this one goes in, that one goes in, and we begin to educate people. Over time, they understand it. You remove that tiny island, you have more space already for vehicles to navigate without you expanding the roundabout at all. You have more space, and then you achieve your objective and we move ahead. So this is a very simple suggestion I have to make. While the bids are getting prepared, while other things are getting done, let the architects and the engineer discuss. It's not for laymen like us. Can we make those roads? Maybe one of it is coming to the palace, the other one is moving away from the palace for vehicular purposes. And then we achieve our aim and then we move on. Thank you.
Information, please. Information.
Yes. Hello. Hello, sir. Hello.
Yes. Yes,
you,
Kay, go ahead. Yes, go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Chief Umidi, thanks very much, sir. I think that yes, sir. What Egbo mentioned is I was shocked, because in all projects you have the first thing is your CTR. You have your cost, resources, and the time. If these three triangle is not in place, I don't think the project what to be discussing. And then if not, what would okay now throw more light into it. I don't think that we should be talking when we're talking about 500,000 naira here, because a bag of cement last month 4,000, this month will be 5,000. So I was thinking at a far distance, okay, the CTR has been closed out. We know what we have in pause. We know what we are looking at. We have excess money. That's what we'll be talking about, expansion. So I think it's a big, the meeting is very, very fruitful at this point to me, for us to let the committee go in there, do their cost, do their CTR, and let us have it. When everybody have our look ahead budget, or then we know what we're talking about. Even the money that assisted space we have, nobody will be talking about extension. But okay, we have the budget where we raise the money, then we have it excess. Then we say, okay, we cannot go. So I think that should be the first thing look at to close out now. And we need to, because the way this is going now, everybody's spirit is up about it. So I think that is a word they should be able to quickly walk around with, maybe within a week or two, and come back with the budget. Then whatever cost they have, in the CTR, they give us the cost, we know how much we're looking at. Then the resources they need, they close it. And the time that this project is going to take about 2-3 days or 10 months. So they should come back to us with that. Then we know we are discussing. That is just my little suggestion, sir.
Please, information.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
Mr. Olatono mentioned the one-way possibility. It is something we had considered in the past FYU regime. But the concern that I have about the place is that most trailers, when they are coming, they are not able to surmount that hill. So they usually go through, they go back through towards Aroshayi's house, Baba Aroshayi, and then come up. They are not able to climb that hill, especially when they are loaded, the hill of Odwese. So it makes the one-way idea a bit difficult, or something that we have to consider. It's a challenge. So I just wanted to give you that information. Thank you.
And
hello.
Nobody's messing out.
I think we've gotten to a level where we have to round up. We've actually we are gone beyond 2 hours. We are going to about 2 hours now, so we need to round up on this. And I think what the committee need to do, we need to go back, give all the costs and the timeline for the completion of the job if money is available. That is the main thing we need to do, because my initial intention was that we have sponsor already. And since we do not have a sponsor, we need to sit back now and take a look at the cost. Let's look at the timeline for the completion and all the other aspects of checking whether we can actually make one of the road a one-way. I think it will also be a very good thing to explore. So let's go ahead and explore that, and in the next 1 or 2 weeks, you can give us a brief so that we can be able to conclude. For now, I think that is what we need to do. In as much we are going to continue with the design of where the sculpture will be placed, but we need to actually know what the cost is. Because without the money, we cannot progress. Mr. Chairman, sir, I think that is the submission.
Okay.
Except there is any other comments, sir.
All right. That assignment is noted. But what I had thought was that we had an open check from the sponsor. I didn't know it was at this month as 500,000. 500,000 cannot do anything. And I think we have to have a paradigm shift and look at alternative sources of funding the project. We cannot go back from executing the project. It is a must for the Okemesi community. And I know that we can raise the fund. We can. If we mobilize our people very well, 10 million, 20 million, we can easily, readily mobilize the funding of this project. That's what my comment will be. Now we're going back to the drawing board. We're going to do the costing, which we have not done before. And after we have costed, we'll get back to the president. Give us 2-3 weeks, and we should be able to get through to that. Thank you.
Okay, so can I assume you can get it ready in the next 2 weeks, in a fortnight?
We'll try, but let's not be too rigid about the timing. Let's say 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay, sir. But whatever the progress may be in the next 2 weeks, I would like to have a, if I can get an update.
A progress report.
I can also meet you in Okemesi in a fortnight if I'm sure there will be something tangible, something important that may come up. I can look at my calendar and see a possibility of meeting you up in Okemesi, if that will be necessary.
Let me hit the ground from tomorrow and see how we can get the costing done as quickly as possible. If we can do it in less than 2 weeks, I will get in touch with the president. If it's going to be slightly more than 2 weeks, I will also get in touch with him.
It's okay, sir. I think that is very, very clear. I think for now we can close the meeting, and in the next 2 weeks we get a feedback. Nero, your hand is up. You have a comment?
No. I'm okay. Sorry.
Okay. It's okay. Thank you very much. I think on behalf of the ESCO, I really want to appreciate the committee. It's a very beautiful job that has been done. I do appreciate the effort, the traveling to Okemesi, the coming to inspect, and so on. I'll be following up behind the screen. I'll be asking Edaoyedeji how you have been moving. I know you have been meeting, you have been coming together to deliberate, and even for this design you have shown, it's also shown that a lot of job has been done behind the scene. I really want to appreciate that. It is a call for service, and you have actually demonstrated the passion for it. And it's also a sign that when Okemesi people want to do something, they do it well. And so I want to appreciate the chairman and members of the committee. In the next 2 weeks, I will expect a feedback, which I can be able to give back to the ESCOs. Thank you very much, and may God bless all of us.
Amen.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Bye.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night, sir. Good night, sir.